welcome back to CNC Auto Works. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. As you can tell here, we're one step closer to maybe being able to drive this thing. We got our new Explorer rear end put in. Went ahead and put in new spring perches. We had to cut the old ones off. They're a little bit too narrow. We're yet to weld the perches on, but we got the pinion angle set. We actually wound up having a drive shaft that was the right length. One thing I do is every time I go to the junkyard, and if I ever pull a rear end or a transmission, I always go ahead and just go ahead and take the drive shafts, because I'm kind of a drive shaft hoarder, I guess you could say. Because when you're doing projects like this, it's always nice to have some drive shafts laying around when you're always swapping transmissions or rear ends. Because usually the snouts are longer on the differentials, or the tail housings are longer on the transmission. But here's the old tired 8-inch that we took out. This thing has probably seen better days. It had some problems anyways. But we went ahead and got rid of that junk. The other problem we had is the tubes were bigger on that 8.8, so we had to use the mounting hardware off of the Explorer. And it's got a different style of shock. They don't have the hole. So we're gonna have to order some new shocks that have the eyelet instead of just the studs on them. We're gonna go ahead and get them perches welded in. I wound up having to run to the parts store and get an adapter for the brake line to go from the rubber brake line of the Explorer rear end to the factory brake line of the Mustang. But this differential is definitely a win-win, because it was automatic upgrade to disc brakes. We paid $100 for that rear end. I don't even think we could have bought a disc brake kit for a quarter of that. I figure they're probably at least $400. So rear end was definitely a win-win. He's getting a mash cylinder loose. I think we're gonna have to go ahead and buy one, because this thing is pretty nasty. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're about to blow all the brake lines out just to get some of the trash and muck out of them. I'd pop the lid off, and this is what I found. I don't know if they had turpentine in that thing for brake fluid or what, but all this is just leading up, getting us one step closer to being able to drive this thing. So we're gonna get that mash cylinder off, and another. Wound up having to order a mash cylinder. Parts store didn't have one in stock. Said it should be here within 1 to 2 years. You know how that stuff goes. We actually went ahead and hardwired our ignition, got it hooked up to the key, and then we got our fuel system all hooked up. Ran it in here to our fuel cell. We're gonna see if this thing will run. Here we go, we're gonna fire it up. A little fuel pump wire. We're gonna throw it in gear. We ain't got a shifter linkage yet. We're gonna throw it in gear. We're gonna see what we got back here. See if it'll turn the tire or not. Oh, got reverse. Or forward or some sort. Oh, looks like that $100 transmission works. There we are, one step closer. One step closer. We're one step closer. Now we just had this master cylinder and some shifter linkage. You can get in this poor thing, which That's good on things.
Too far over. I'm trying to put it neutral, but I guess that was neutral.
Yeah, park neutral, it's all the same.
It's a big cute.
New mesh cylinder finally came in. Gonna get that thing replaced and get these brakes working. I sure would hate to be this guy having to crawl down the floorboard of this car after sitting for so long. The longer these cars sit, the more nastiness and mice infestations they seem to get in there. You having fun yet in there?
Yeah.
And of course, as luck would have it, as soon as we got that bled and tried to bleed the brakes, we had the front right blew the line apart. Looks like it's stripped threads when it blew apart. Old car problems. He's down there trying to assess what the heck's going on. It's kind of one of the things you start to expect when you get these old junky clunkers that have been sitting. New fuel pump wound up being a POS. It don't even pump gas if you gravity feed it in there. So we had to ditch our professional fuel cell that we had in the front seat. We just went to a gravity fed system. About to fire this thing up. See if we got these brakes to where they'll work. That was easy enough. Ooh, look like our disc brakes work good. See if the other one stop. How's that pedal feel? See if this side works. Yep, it works. Well, she's about ready to go on her maiden voyage here. As you can see here, we still don't have a cooling system put together. He got his new radiator in. The bottom hose was on the opposite side, so we're gonna have to get a water pump that has the exit on the passenger side instead of the driver's side. But I guess we're gonna get it fired up here. We're not gonna go far. We're probably just gonna pull it over to the other shop just to kind of get it out of the way. See if this thing will fire up. Oh, our fuel cell not cutting it. No, I want to get ran over. Trust me, that car is too low to go completely over top of me. Well, she rides again. Hey, it's a mess. Hey, the hood's on top. I can see the blow by from a mile away.
That gas to brake pedal conversion is a big jump.
Well, she moves again after all them years of setting and being neglected. She moved under her own power. I think that's gonna be it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to join us next time. I think we're going to try to make this coupe look a little something more than just a coupe. I'm gonna try to make it look a little sportier. I'm gonna try to get some of this rust cut out of this deck lid. We was initially just gonna try to find another one, but apparently they don't exist. We couldn't find any. So we're gonna cut all this rust out and get that squared away. And then we're gonna kind of go over a couple options to make the back of this car look just a little sportier. So until next time, guys, we'll catch y'all later.